Hey, true believers, Englentine here with a review of Shazam. Yeah. Okay, so this is Geoff Johns' take. Now, I have been on record as saying I did not read the New 52 past, I want to say the first 4 weeks, I guess, because I do remember reading stuff like the Frankenstein book and all that kind of stuff. What I did not see was Geoff Johns' take on Shazam past what I saw in the Justice League. So I did not get a hold of any of he shares it with his foster kids and all that kind of stuff. When I heard about it, my eyes rolled a little bit, but then I thought, well, wait a second. The Marvel Family was one of my favorite Golden Age books. So if he's going to share it with a sister and he's going to share it with Freddie, why not expand it? You know, I'm okay with that. Like, and I got to admit, while I was reading this, I was like, I was almost like I felt myself closing off to the book. Really, I was. What I'm going through this page right here, I honestly shut myself off. I am not going to like this book. No matter what it tries to do, I will not like it. And I don't know why I took that attitude, but I did. So, you know, I had to stop. I said, you know what? I'm going into this with the wrong attitude. I had to stop reading it for a while and just, okay, why don't you just chill out for a bit and, you know, come back to it a little bit later. And I did. And I found it to be enjoyable. One of the things, you know, that's when also I thought about the whole Marvel family. The Marvel family has existed. It's just now it exists in a different way, and I'm able to handle that. I kind of want to check out what was done in the New 52 now, because I love the character of Captain Marvel. The Captain Marvel. Yes, I am one of those people. I can say Shazam, of course. Special like Gomer Pyle. Shazam! Anyway, you know, it just... I love the Captain Marvel character. He's one of my favorite of all time. So after I was okay with it, after I could wrap my head around it and get into it, I really did actually get into this book. I enjoyed this. And one of the things I did enjoy is this is a whole bunch of kids in grown-up bodies acting like, well, you know, kids with grown-up body superpowers. Yeah, granted, there's still some things. The original Billy Batson was charming. There's not a lot of charm here. There's not a lot. There's cool, there's okay, there's entertaining. It's fun and even. There's just not a lot of charm to it. There's not a lot of heart. And I think that's what's missing here. That's what... It really is actually like listening to a whole bunch of middle schoolers. You just don't. They're ugly and evil people, including my own while they went through middle school. It's just that, and that's the big problem with this book. Like I said, cool, fun, yes, okay, but it really does feel like you're spending time with middle schoolers, and that's never a fun thing to do. While I think that the original Billy Batson in the Shazam comics was just charming as heck and done very well. This is where I find the problem. The action scenes are fun. I enjoyed meeting everybody. There's this one kid, and I think I've got some pages coming up so you could check it out, but there's this one, the little black girl is always big, wide mouth, open grin with her arms up. And that's just, okay, is that going to be her thing? Because that's a little bit annoying. Yes, I want to point out the stuff that I found to be wrong with the book, but I want to emphasize the fact that I enjoyed this book. I had a good time with this book. I think this is something I want to see going forward. I want to meet this family. I want to meet the parents, and find out who they are and why they don't actually notice what's going on. Because it just seems with so many kids running around that it would almost be a no-brainer that they would notice something is fishy. Maybe, of course, they don't put the connection together that, well, our kids are superheroes, but they act like parents that care enough to be involved with the family enough that if they ever went missing on a superhero mission, then they would have questions. And I think that's a good thing. And I think it's also a good thing that you can actually see a character like that and want to see more of them. There's a lot to like about this book. I think Geoff Johns created... it's almost old-fashioned. It really is. An old-fashioned, good, fun superhero story. And that is desperately needed these days. And it's desperately needed to counterbalance what's been going on at DC, as we've seen more good books rise out of Marvel and DC just let itself go to the dogs. Captain Marvel comes along to remind us that there are still some good things to happen and to have happen in DC Comics. It's been a while since I've done a review of The Walking Dead, so I figured, why don't I revisit it? Walking Dead 186. Wow. Just to let a book get up to that number these days is amazing. And hey, it really is. And I have to say, these days, The Walking Dead's kind of cool. There was a bit of a lull, actually, to me, and after the Whisperer War, it just kind of fell off and it dropped. Since then, we've met this one town that, of course, just like always, you know, there are problems, but it really does seem like they have their shit together, where you have, it's actually got jobs and hierarchy, which turns out to be a little bit of a problem. But the characters are interesting. We get a division of characters where they're not all in the same place, kind of like what's going on in the TV series now. More so, though, we meet something that's not a physical threat. And that's something that finally they need to defeat. They don't need to defeat somebody they can point a gun at and start shooting. And I think that's one of the best things about modern-day Walking Dead comics. They finally found something where it's ideological rather than a physical threat. And now they have to figure out how to go about altering or I guess setting in motion the change that they want to have, instead of pointing a gun and shooting, which this issue actually does have somebody getting shot, which is kind of a oh shit kind of moment. And that's good, because in the comic books, those moments still work. In the TV show, I got to admit, as much as I like it, the 8th and the 16th episode, you know somebody's going to die. So it's not a big surprise anymore when somebody dies. You're just kind of going, okay, who's it going to be? Oh, okay. So you're not surprised that somebody dies. You're just maybe surprised at who it might be. This one, however, this book, it could be anyone, anywhere, at any time. They don't wait for the season enders to do so, and it's done well. I like the confrontation. I like the fact that you have people on the same sides saying, "Yeah, hey, yo, wait a second. Maybe I agree with you, maybe I don't, but we can't go about it the way you want to go about it," and that is what it's actually ending up being. And I gotta say, Walking Dead, the comic book at least, well, I'll say the TV show as well this season, is back. It's back in business. It's a lot of fun. I would recommend not only this issue, but I could also recommend finding the back issues so you can start this whole storyline. It's just been incredible. I do like the fact that you see Rick acting like a politician with the woman who was an active politician. That's what she did outside, and she managed to put together a decent society. I like the fact that we get Michonne meeting up with her daughter, which immediately puts her on the side of what we would call the bad guys, because we followed Rick. But she actually ends up being in that particular society in the lucky part, you know, where people are saying, hey, you do this, well, you know, you're above that. You're a lawyer, therefore you're above a waiter. Yeah, they have waiters. And at one point, she even puts it down. Can you imagine surviving the apocalypse just to become a waiter while somebody's serving her? And so she comes off very bitchy. But that's just part of what has been entertaining about this recent Walking Dead. I like I said, I'm finally excited again. I'm enjoying the fact, just to reiterate, that they are going up against something that if they started shooting, they would lose. So it's all ideological. They have to figure out a way to do it without starting a war. That's just my opinion. What is yours? Have you read Walking Dead recently? If so, do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you like, God, I don't like this? You know, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Or have you read Shazam #1, which I think you should. But what did you think? Did you like it, hate it? Were you just, it's all right? Let me know in the comments below as well. Also, if you don't mind helping out the channel, man, I'm skipping over a part. Also, if you haven't done it already, click like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because cool things happen around these parts, and I'd hate for you to miss anything. And if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, and help us keep the lights on, help us keep making videos for you. Like, thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.